Commerce, Georgia was served by an independent telephone company. Records suggest that it was originally called the Commerce Telephone Company and was later absorbed into the Mid-Continent Telephone Company. That's who owned it when I did my research in the early 1970s and discovered that Commerce was an NX1, that's a North Electric crossbar switch. The Commerce NX1 was serving as a local office, a local tandem to connect the various tributaries together locally, and also it served as the long-distance tandem, with the long-distance sector the same as the local calling area. 6 tributaries, all Stromberg-Carlson XY, which is an alternative type of step-by-step switch, surrounded Commerce, and all the tributaries, at least when I first found them, had the same general ring type. However, even among the offices that had the same type of tone plant, there were subtle variations. For example, Maysville 652 has a dial tone that undulates with the rhythm of the reorder. Here are a few calls made from Maysville 652. Whenever we dial something that is to another end office, such as Commerce 335 or Homer 677, we dial 8 first. That puts us into a wire trunk to the Commerce NX1, which in the case of calling Homer 677 is going to pick up a trunk to Homer and dial the last 4 digits out. Actually, let's do that first. That's dialing 8 to get into the Commerce trunk.
I'm sorry, the number you have reached is not in service at this time. If you need assistance, please hang up and dial your operator. This is a recording, 404-677.
The trunk from the Commerce NX1 to Homer was also a wire. There's something about the wire trunks in this area that makes me just want to listen to the tapes. It's very strange because they have power hum on them, which I usually don't like, but at the same time they are very non-resonant. And it just has a basic organic feel like, I don't know, plowed up topsoil or something. No other tapes seem to have this. Here's a call to the time in Commerce. It's a 335 number, so when we dial the last digit, it's going to make that NX1 pulsing that just means the system is finding its way to the line, and then start to ring.
Please be sure of the number you are calling. Consult your directory. Time 1:45. Temperature 65.
Sorry about the print through on this tape. One sure sign that you're calling from a Stromberg-Carlson XY is that a digit dialed on the dial tone goes to reorder without making any tick. It's just when the dial comes back to rest, the reorder is there. The reason for that is that most of these Stromberg XY selectors actually have reorder on the line while the dial is spinning. So it gets into sort of an off-normal condition where reorder is there, and if they like, certain digits will just leave it there. We discovered in Prince William County, by the way, that 11 pulses would do this. But here's a regular digit doing it. By the way, this tape does have a lot of print through, but what you're hearing between the reorder buzzes, that thing that sounds like a bunch of honeybees in the background, that is really there. That's actually in the background on the phone line. Here's a Commerce 335 number that goes to operator intercept. Here's 8 plus 0. I'm trying to see if I can get the operator over the 8 trunk, and if we did, she probably wouldn't know I was at a coin phone.
Sorry, you've reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number or try your call again. This is a recording 404-335, vacant level.
Good thing I didn't do that recording, because it would have gone 404-335, vacant level. Vacant level? This is an NX1. A crossbar system doesn't have vacant levels. But anyway, in the Commerce tributaries, toll restriction was done in the same way as so many independent steps. Here is 1 plus a regular phone number. When the Commerce toll trunk flashes to get the number, that's when relays here kick in to give us a busy signal. Right before that happens, you'll hear a KP. That's an MF tone, so the identifier is starting to work, but doesn't get any farther. In April 1977, when these recordings were made, the days of NX1s allowing 555-1212 to go into the long-distance network without ticketing were over. But area code plus 411 still worked. Here we can actually get on to the Atlanta 4E over a 2600 trunk by dialing 212 plus 411 and 4 more digits. The toll restrictor will not be triggered because the Commerce Toll Center won't even flash because it doesn't care to record a number. It'll just put us right through to Atlanta. If we had a blue box, we might be able to do something with this.
We're sorry, but we have a problem in completing your call as dialed. Please check the number and dial again or ask your operator to help you. This is a recording.
From the Commerce tributaries, it is possible to dial 8 plus your own exchange, and the call does go to Commerce and come back. Here's dialing 8 plus a 652 vacant level. This will make the call go out to Commerce, which will dial back into Maysville, where we are, and we'll get the Jane Barbie recording via a wire trunk to Commerce and another wire trunk back.
sorry you have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number or try your call again. This is a recording 404-652, vacant level.
The local tandem had a series of codes beginning with 95. The code 958 went to Pendergrass. Here's dialing 8 plus 958 and a digit. For some reason, Commerce starts to ring locally. I reset the trunk and repeat the process of dialing 958 plus 4 digits. And the second time, Commerce dials 4 digits into the Pendergrass office, which gives us a reorder. This is the Pendergrass reorder, of course, which we can hear close up by going to the tape that I recorded there. Pendergrass 693 is a Stromberg XY like Maysville, but it doesn't have the same dial tone. Maysville's dial tone does this. Pendergrass doesn't have the undulation, and it even plays a different note. Hey, we're moving up in the world, dial tone pitch-wise at least. At this point, I'm dialing a digit that absorbs repeatedly, over and over. I'll switch to a vacant level in a minute.
We're sorry you've reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number or try your call again. This is a recording 404-693, vacant level.
Pendergrass has a different way of handling toll restriction of coin phones. Instead of it letting you dial the whole number, you dial 1, you're connected to the toll trunk, but then very quickly you hear this kind of a relay noise. We hear that associated with toll restriction a lot. And a reorder comes on. It all happens very quickly. So I'm going to dial 1, cut into the trunk, and then immediately toll restriction somehow occurs and we get the local reorder. Here's a digit that the digit absorbing selector gives an immediate reorder on, and there's this little in between the tones every 6 seconds. At first I thought it was maybe my tape recorder, but it isn't. When I tried dialing 8 plus 0 from Pendergrass, it did go to the operator, and there was no tone indicating that I was calling from a coin phone.
Operator. Operator. Operator.
What's the matter, you stupid idiot? Why don't you say something?
You know, I really should have just nonchalantly asked the operator to connect me to something long distance to demonstrate for posterity that you could make the operator think you were at a home phone using this method. But I was so much into recording just the switching sounds that saying to the tape, hey, you know, you could freak this way, it just wasn't on my Rolodex of things to do. You could probably put a long-distance call through that way, have her not know you're at a coin phone. Of course, my friends and I wouldn't have wanted to actually complete the call, because it would have had to bill to somebody. Anyway, let's go to Jefferson 367. This is the first Commerce area office I ever dialed from, but back then it had a dial tone more like that. Now it has modern tones. Now, we were just dialing 8 plus 0 to get around two things that happen when you dial 0 normally. One of them is the class of service tone that tells the operator you're calling from a coin phone. Now, what was the other thing I was trying to get around? Oh well, I'll tell you later. Here's dialing 0 normally from Jefferson. See, there was the class of service tone. Now the other thing... Oh, she's still there. See, she can hold the line up if you dial her normally. Yup, this is a Stromberg XY, immediate reorder on certain digits. Next I'll dial my own number. When you dial the first digit, the reorder tone is on the line during the pulsing. Next, I'll dial something that cuts in on the first digit. There, you heard a little burst of the reorder tone that's there while the dial is spinning. Now here's an intra-office ring. You can tell that this is not a step like Washington, North Carolina, by the fact that after 9 p.m. it does this. See how many trunks it just shot by when it's not busy? That's an XY thing. One thing steps and XYs have in common is that they can let you make local calls on just 4 digits. By the way, I'm calling from a quaint 3-slot coin phone, which is the reason why you hear extra relay noises sometimes when the switch hook goes up and when the dial comes back to rest. Jefferson also has those I can't explain it. They sound very just straightforward, not amplified in the way the Bell system does it, wire trunks to the Commerce NX1 local tandem. On this next call, I'm going to dial an absorbed repeatedly digit many times, then I'll finally dial 8 plus a vacant code. It's no wonder I couldn't hear the ID the first time I was here, because these wire trunks are very low volume, and so is the Commerce recording, which has been redone since the first time I was here. It didn't used to say vacant level.
disconnected or is no longer in service. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number or try your call again. This is a recording 404-335, vacant level.
Trying to flash and hang up, I've ended up I'm not sure where. It's local. In a minute, another customer comes in and starts dialing and then gives up. There he is. There he hung up. I didn't investigate this further. It would not have made a very good conference. After hanging up, which takes 2 attempts, here's 8 plus a vacant Jefferson 367 number, which does come back and gets the recording.
No longer in service. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number or try your call again. This is a recording 404-367, vacant level.
Next, 8 plus the number that goes to time in commerce. When the time hangs up, my phone makes quite a relay clang.
Park free while visiting the Northeastern Banking Company, your full-service bank.
Time 10:05. Temperature 71.
Yikes, what a clang. Here's 1 plus toll restriction. This office is typical. It lets you dial the entire number, and then when the tandem flashes for the ANI, it cuts you off. On this call that comes up, there is crosstalk of another customer rotary dialing a phone number, which is subtle, but it's there. And then underneath the reorder, there's some MFs that you might hear. That'd probably take headphones. It's about 9 seconds after the reorder starts that the MFs are heard. Now, why did I have to listen to those MFs? It opens up a can of worms. See, an MF sequence is either going to be a number being called or a number being called from. In NX1 areas, the protocol for numbers being called from is 9 digits, 2 digits in front and then the 7-digit phone number. This is a 10-digit number, which means that according to every protocol I know, it has to be for an outgoing call. But the first 3 digits are 2-something-0, and there is no area code 2-something-0 in the network in April 1977. So I'm stumped as to what those MFs are. 10 digits, not beginning with a valid area code, heard in Jefferson in the commerce area? Okay, before I give up, let's use digital technology to remove the reorder tone and see if I can hear every MF tone. Maybe that'll give me a clue. Hey, it works. Good for digital technology. Now I can hear every MF. 250-367-9106. Very good. Okay, now I can make a reasonable, educated guess as to what it is. It's a 367 number. We're calling from 367. This is ANI crosstalk. 50 is the typical prefix for most telephone lines sending automatic number identification to an NX1 CAMA or TSD system. This is sending 250. I don't know what the extra 2 is for, but that is ANI crosstalk. For some reason, they're using 3 digits in front of the phone number instead of 2. So that was the phone number of somebody calling long distance from here. And it also shows that not everyone whose telephone number begins with 3679 is a coin phone. Here's another call which I'm including because of the NX1 power supply noise that the Commerce Toll Center overlays over the second attempt. I'm going to dial 1 plus a 10-digit number. The first time the Commerce NX1 will give us a reorder. I'll reset the trunk and then dial a distant area code plus 411. And again, we'll go down to the Atlanta 4E.
We're sorry.
The NX1 overlays this trumpet-like power supply noise. And so I'll leave this call in.
We're sorry, but we have a problem in completing your call as dialed. Please check the number and dial again or ask your operator to help you. This is a recording. We're sorry.
Well, those are the highlights from Maysville, Pendergrass, and Jefferson in the Commerce area. You know, I didn't think I was going to ever narrate this stuff because there was so much repetition, but by picking out certain things that have vibrational beauty, I think I've got a program here. There's one more program to come containing highlights from Homer, this one has some weird sounds on it. Yeah, what's that? And then there's also Brazelton. Ah, nice. You know, they're all the same, but they're all different. And there are also some more recordings from the Commerce NX1 itself. And there's your quintessential NX1 power supply noise. Anyway, that's in the next program.